What is going on, everyone? It's the awesome two Philly halftime and me, Coach Ed, bringing you the halftime coaching adjustment show, episode number 16. So we're back at it, ready to give you the takes from two old farts. So, um, really excited to talk about what's going on this week. So, before I do that, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you, man. So, a lot to get into. So, ready to get at it. So, we're going to start with a little NFL. Um, you know, everyone is starting their rookie training camp and their invites and so on and so forth. So, um, my team's done it. What about your team? Did the Eagles start their rookie training camp or
What I know of, they did, but I haven't really looked into it too much.
no? Okay,
I've
I
been
got you.
working.
Hey, man, make that money, man. I get it. I get it. You on the road to be a billionaire, man. So I
Yeah,
ain't mad at
right.
you.
I'm freaking gonna owe. Why does it feel like you always owe?
Yeah, yeah. I remember those days. So, well, I know for the Giants, they just started. They just started yesterday. It's today, yesterday, and today. So, um, the draft picks, the only one who did anything was Jackson Dart, other than individual work, and he was in 7-on-7. And from the reports I got, he was 8 for 10, but those two passes were drops. So he was on point with his passing. Um, Great leadership, going to the media, right off the bat, when he steps to the podium, could you guys tell me who you are so I can start putting your names to faces? So, that's something that you like in a young quarterback. So, and
Yes.
then a lot of drama. I don't want to say drama, but the over numbers. For first, Abdul Carter wanted 56 with LT, and LT told him no. And then he went to Phil Sims with the 11, and Phil Sims's family told him no. So he ended up taking number 51. So, and he says, that's what he got, and he's rocking with. He's going to make his own legacy. So,
There you go.
so that's pretty much it. Again, rookie camps, these rookie invites, that's what you're trying to see. Find a diamond in the rough. The Giants, that's how they got Victor Cruz. So,
All
you
right.
know, that's what you want to do. So, that's pretty much it for the Giants in terms of, nothing big, right now. You'll probably hear more next week. So, but the big news in the division is the Cowboys trading with the Steelers for Pickens. Um,
Yeah.
what's what's your thoughts on that?
I think he's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Pittsburgh got rid of him because he's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know how big of a locker room problem he's going to be, but he's a problem. Um, Dallas fans jump as soon as they hear like a big name,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, they start, oh, Super Bowl. That's the first thing you seen. People start yelling. They're going to the Super Bowl now. You said this when they got Cooks. Remember when they got Cooks from Houston?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to be 1,000 yard receiver. He's not going to be 1,000 yard receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Even Pickens is not going to be a 1,000 yard receiver because that means CeeDee Lamb is not going to get the ball. I mean, you want to take it off of CeeDee Lamb?
Well, I
You
mean,
think CeeDee Lamb's a spoiled little brat? He will
mm-hmm.
cry for that ball. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Well, I mean, well, right now, because you have a rookie head coach, that's the biggest thing. If you have a
exactly.
veteran head coach, you can spread the ball around. You can have 2,000-yard receivers. You
Yes, you
can,
can. The
so
Eagles
the
have 2,000 yard receivers.
yeah. So, but it's how you divvy it up and how you use each player. So I
Right.
get what you're saying. You know,
But
I
you have
found
that.
this.
You have that rookie. You have a rookie coach,
Mm-hmm.
and but you got two head cases in wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Can the coach actually mellow them out where they can play together?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What's
something
up?
happened in Pittsburgh.
What's up, Cool? You're waiting to see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, I get it. That's kind of my approach to see. What's up, Nick?
It's good, Nick.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Knicks. Yeah, see how it goes. Victor, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Um, no, I understand you're not going to be here long, so appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit the like button for halftime, myself, and the Hardcore Sports Network. If you're new, make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications so you know when we post new content. And everyone, do us a favor, share on all social media platforms. It's free,
Yeah,
so you
guys,
know the
please
saying
share
there.
this out.
Yeah, it's free. If it's free, I always say if it's free, it's for me. Sometimes.
Dave,
So what's up, Dave?
She don't have it up right now. She
Pickens
left.
will be
It's
happy.
only me, and I don't know how to put it up.
Pickens is not going to be happy in that offense right now. To be honest with you, the assumption, Victor, is yeah, but on the flip side, we don't know because they have a new head coach. So you
Right.
really don't know how the offense is, going to be structured, and how they're really going to use the players. So,
Yeah, like
but what's up, Mitch?
on paper, it looks good.
Oh yeah,
On
exactly.
paper, everything looks good for teams on
Mm-hmm.
paper. The
Mm-hmm.
Giants look good on paper. Yeah,
Oh,
the Dallas Cowboys look good on paper. Can the
mm-hmm.
Dallas Cowboys, new head coach, you don't know what he's going to run. You don't know how he's going to run this team. You know?
What's up, Chad? True. True. You don't know how he's going to run everything. So, but again, it's. I'm waiting to see how this all turns out. You
Yes.
know, because it is a division opponent. How are they going to use both of those guys on the field? So, Pickens. I he's a good route runner. I mean, I'm not going to say he's one of the elite ones, but he's a good route runner.
No,
CeeDee
he's a good
Lamb.
route runner. He's a good player.
No, he's a good player, exactly. Um, so that's what I'm trying to see and wait and see what the best results are in the field. From the Steelers' perspective, I found it strange because if you're trying to get Aaron Rodgers, why would you get rid of a player that can help him? So I don't know. I mean, is this something? Tomlin always seems to, especially when comes to receivers, he always seems to get rid of them right when they're going to be more problematic for the Steelers, and they
Yes.
go somewhere else, and you see what it is. The only one I would say no to is Plaxico Burress, because when he came to the Giants from the Steelers, he helped the Giants get to the Super Bowl. So,
Well,
in
he did
fairness,
shoot himself in the
but
leg.
that was after the fact. That was a few years after the trade. So
Right.
it wasn't right away, like other receivers that have left the Steelers. So
Yes.
we're
And there's a lot of people. The Steelers, they get rid of them head cases before they really become
mm-hmm.
that big problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a deep threat. Crazy pop tone. So if Tomlin wanted him gone, then that answers the question.
It had to be a problem. But he didn't. They didn't get much either for him.
Mm-hmm.
So Dallas had to know something.
Well, Dallas is taking risks.
Another thing is, a lot of other teams did not want him. They were
Mm-hmm.
laughing. No, we don't want that. We don't want him. So
Yeah,
people might. Other teams got to know what's going on with him too.
exactly. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see how it goes as the season goes along. So especially more so, I don't want to say dive deep into it, but I'm going to check them out a little bit more during the preseason,
Right.
just to try and see how their offense is going to be structured, because that's going to let me know how are they using. Are they going to use a little bit more two backs? Are they going to run a little bit more? Are they going to be more balanced, or are they going to be a heavy passing team?
Right. You got a new coach. They got a new coach. and you don't know what he's going to favor. How is he
Mm-hmm.
going to favor the offense? How's
Mm-hmm.
he going to favor the defense? How's he going to handle the defense?
Exactly.
How's he going to run this team? That's the
Exactly.
question. When you got a new coach, all these questions are going to run through your head. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
how's
So.
Dak Prescott going to be? He was just hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Is he healthy? They don't
That's.
know. You don't know everything about Dak Prescott right now either.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, that's going to be the key right there. So, it's a lot, going on. So we'll see what's going to happen next. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is, um, I was getting ready to talk about that Derek Carr retiring. So, it's a sad situation. You never want to see someone go out, due to injury, so it's sad. And it's kind of ironic. Both Carr brothers, one way or another, serious injuries affected their play
Yes.
ultimately. Even though David did get Super Bowl wins with the Giants, she's back there messing with you, huh?
Yes.
she's controlling the household. I get it.
She
I get
does.
it. Hey, look, my granddaughter's on her way over here, so I'm going to be with you in a little bit to a certain extent. So,
Yeah.
but Derek Carr, I mean, it was sad and it's kind of ironic. The injury happened with against the Giants,
Yep.
so it was just like, oh wow, I didn't think it was going to be that serious. Maybe a little surgery, maybe he probably would have been out half the season, something to that effect. But so you know,
I didn't
what's
know
your
it was
thoughts?
gonna be career ending, but I knew it was gonna hurt him
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of his career.
Mm-hmm.
The surgery. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then again, I'm like, well, that just hurt David Carr even more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
My thing is, if he steps away, coach, for 1 year,
mm-hmm.
right, just gets healthy
Mm-hmm.
and builds up gets that arm strength, get his body good, right, without worrying
Mm-hmm.
about trying to rush back into football. Get a whole full year. He can come back next year out of retirement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And go to a team that's worth a damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's got offensive line that's going to protect him and all this. So he has that chance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that one.
I'm
Then
with you.
again, he might just want to say, "Oh, I'm tired of getting beat up."
Yeah. Again, with the injuries, especially for a quarterback, the shoulder, that's something that's a little bit tricky. So you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to, really hurt it to the point where his arm becomes dead, completely dead. So,
Right.
so just looking at some of this. Not now. Close this out.
But I was shocked it came through the ESPN today. Like, you knew something bad was going to come down with Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Exactly. So, I'm looking at right now. This is an interesting article. They're doing a quarterback power ranking right now, and I'm looking at it. You'd be surprised who's number one.
oh, power number one.
Mm-hmm. Who would you think is number one as a quarterback? This is according to CBS Sports .com.
I know it's got to be somebody that you wouldn't even think of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Dak Prescott.
Nope. And this article was released 3 days ago, May
Kirk
7th.
Cousins.
Jaden Daniels is number one.
Really?
Jalen Hurts is number two. Joe Burrow is number three. Lamar Jackson is number four. Josh Allen is five. Patrick Mahomes is six. Stafford is seven. Jordan Love is 8, Golf is 9, and Brock Purdy is 10. I'm going to stop. I always just stop at the top 10.
Just stop it there. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I was just surprised that, and I'm going to read right now, real quick. Nothing ignites a good NFL discussion like quarterbacks. They are the most important ingredient. Yeah. So, which teams are good to go at the position? Which ones have the best under center? We decided to take stock in all 32 teams and sort today's projected starting quarterbacks, accounting not for their recent results, but current status and outlook. So that's the reason where they're looking at they're projecting the future.
Okay.
So
The way that you just read that, then okay.
mm-hmm.
I can see how they have it.
And if we look at the NFC East, they're the Skins and the Eagles are the top 2. Dak Prescott is number 14. And
stay healthy.
Yeah. Russell Wilson is number 28 out of the list. So there you go. That's the rankings in terms of quarterbacks that they have there. So that's interesting, but I can see I can see.
Come on, Chad.
I can understand the projections and what they're saying. So which kind of makes sense because all of us normally will probably put Mahomes number 1 or or Josh Allen number 1. One of those two normally would be number 1. But I get what they're saying in terms of projection, what they have going for them in the future.
Right.
That's the team, the assets that they have around them. So.
Like when you drop Patrick Mahomes, you're like, wait, why is Patrick Mahomes dropped so much?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're looking at the team.
Mm-hmm.
You went to 3 straight Super Bowls, and now you're not going to have the same players, and you got to rebuild a little bit.
Exactly. So, but that's pretty much it right now that we're going to do in talking about the NFL. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to your favorite sport, baseball.
I want to ask you one question, Coach.
Yeah, go ahead.
Want to talk about your Giants for a minute?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Where do you have them wins and losses?
Right now, I have to wait until the schedule release because based on how the schedule is structured, I could sit here and say, oh, just go through and say, I think we're going to win anywhere from 6 to 8 wins, 6 to 9 wins.
Okay.
But again, how is it structured? Do you have 3 back-to-back road games? Are you on the West Coast for a certain amount of time? Things like that. You want to look at it. Your division games. How are they set up? All of that. So I look into that before I really give a true projection. In my head, do I think it's going to be, if everything goes right, if everyone plays the whole season and everyone plays to their potential, I think the Giants can surprise a lot of teams. I really do.
Well, I agree with you because that's why I asked. I didn't want to think that I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that your team is better than a lot of people that are taking you for. Like they think you're going to be like a 4 or 5 game, and that's it. And I think your team's way better than people think they are.
Mm-hmm.
It could go down where you guys pass the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, you got to look at the schedule. And that's what everybody's waiting on. They're waiting on a schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
I can tell you, I think the Eagles are 13-win team, but I haven't seen the schedule.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But if I'm looking at my team right now, I think we're a 13 team. We can win 13 games, but you don't know the schedule.
Exactly. You just know the teams but how it's all structured.
To get your number where you felt comfortable, because I think you're about a 8 or 9 win team, and I think Dallas might go lower, and it wouldn't shock me and the reason why I say Dallas is lower is because their coach.
Mm-hmm.
Big question mark how that coach is going to run that team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You never know really with a rookie coach. So, what's up, franchise? Thanks for tapping in, man. What's up, Lou?
What's up, Lou?
All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on to
All right.
baseball. First thing I want to touch on is the standings. And I'm going to bring that up for you guys so you guys see it too. Let me know if you see it.
Yeah.
All right, so you got in the American League East, Yankees are in first, 3 games up over the Boston Red Sox. Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa, and Baltimore. In the Central, you have the Detroit Tigers, the Guardians, and the Kansas City Royals leading there.
Yep.
Detroit is 2.5 over the Guardians and KC, Minnesota, and then Chicago. And then out west, you have Seattle, 3 games up over the Astros and the Athletics. And then bringing up the rear is the Rangers and the Angels. In the National League, you have in the NL East, the Mets are in first place, 2.5 over our Phillies. And then you have Atlanta, Washington, and the Marlins. In the Central, you have Chicago, 2 games up over St. Louis, 3 over the Brewers, 3.5 over the Reds, and then the Pirates bringing up the rear. And then finally, out west, the Dodgers, who are a game up over the Padres, 2 up over San Francisco. Diamondbacks are 6 back, and then the Rockies, 19.5 back. So overall, in terms of let me see, the league, each league, Detroit is leading the AL, 2.5 over, like we said, Kansas City and the Guardians. Seattle is 3
Right.
back. Yankees are 3.5 back. So, and then when you go out to the National League, the Dodgers are a game up over the Padres and the Mets, 2 over the Giants, and 3.5 back over. 3.5 over the Phillies. So, anything surprise you first of all in terms of the standings right now in the AL East or in the National?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, it's so early. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about right.
See, Kansas City is the one that surprised me. I wasn't expecting them to be fighting that much. I mean, I thought they would be probably in the middle of the pack, but to see them right there, 2.5 back,
They were pretty good last year, Coach. You know what I mean?
True.
They were right there last year.
True. That's fair. That's fair. It's just something about KC. Sometimes
I do understand KC. Like normally in the beginning, they're lower than they are normally.
Wow.
Right now,
they're in a 9. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Whoa.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, definitely want to see who they played, and then their running differential. I mean, they're only 17 difference, but Detroit is plus 84. Yankees are plus 89. That's some of the things that I look at going forward. The Mets are plus 64. Wow, they can really score.
Yeah.
So, we're the Phillies. Phillies are plus 14.
Yeah, Phillies having problems scoring. We can load the bases, we just can't score.
There you go. So,
we leave a lot of guys stranded on base, Coach. When we fix that, we'll be all right.
Well, what's the biggest things that the Phillies have to do to fix that?
You got to stop swinging for the damn fence.
You think that's what it is?
Stop taking a golf club and act like you're going to bring in every time try to hit a home run. I mean, like when you are sitting there swinging at the dirt, you're not going to do much. You know, so
we get caught up.
They're swinging at everything. They're not playing smart baseball.
Okay.
You know,
FEO. El Capitan Rafael El Fucho. What's up, Raf? So, so they're swinging away way too much instead of playing smart
Yeah.
baseball. No, I
Yeah, they're
got
not
you.
playing smart baseball. They're not playing small. They're playing smart. They're playing small ball, and it's
Mm-hmm.
working for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's like they still want to try to hit home runs, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't get them away from it because smart ball has been making it work.
Mm-hmm.
They swept the Rays, and everybody's happy about that. But I'm like, they should have. It wasn't like it wasn't a team that they shouldn't have done. They shouldn't. They should have swept them. If they didn't sweep them, there's a question mark there. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't
Mm-hmm.
they?
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I mean, like they're, they're swinging at bad pitches. They're not getting their eye on the ball when they.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just like everybody's team's going to yell about the bullpen,
Mm-hmm.
our bullpen is horrible.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay.
I mean, they got to make some moves, and I don't know if they're ever going to make them moves.
For a bullpen, I think it's hard to make the moves for a bullpen because everyone needs a bullpen and needs help in the bullpen.
Yes,
So, it's kind of hard to make a trade when other teams also need the help
and
too.
they
So,
also need an arm.
yeah, so I can tell you right now, the Yankees, one of their biggest issue is pitching. So, especially the closing, bringing in this kid Williams, he's a major, from everything that I've looked at, he has struggled mightily. So, as one of my friends said, he's a major choke artist. So, and I'm not going to tell you what he's choking on. So, so, but yeah, that's been the big issue with the Yankees. So, pitching, outside of Freed or Fried, however you want to say his name, and then Carlos Rodon is starting to step up. But I mean, we're out three pitchers, Schmidt, Gill, and Cole. So if you have those three back with those other two, your record would probably reflect that, especially with Cole.
Right.
Because when you think about it, our issue a lot of times is pitching. And come playoff, that's what you're going to need. Because teams are going to buckle down and the pitching is going to step up. And yeah, you can hit home runs like crazy, but when they take it away,
You
how do
got
you
to be
adjust?
able to play small ball.
Yes.
If they take the home run away, you got to be able to play the other way.
Exactly. And I know the average or the casual fan doesn't like that. It's boring. But if that's how we grew up on watching baseball,
That's
you know.
it's me saying small ball. I'm like, man, this is just baseball. What am I
Mhm.
doing? Why do I gotta rename it?
You know what? I was watching a softball game right before we came on, and I'm sitting here watching them bunt back to back. They got a bunt. It was Texas Tech versus Arizona, and Arizona bunted to get the lead hitter on. She got
Right.
on base, and next thing you know, the next batter coming up was trying to bunt to do the same exact thing to move
Get
her
that
over.
guy over.
Exactly. So and that's what I see sometimes in softball because it's like that's fundamental.
Right.
So it's like why? Yeah, I get everybody likes home runs, but the name of the game is getting your to me is getting your a base runner in scoring position and trying to bring them in. And
Yeah.
whether that's, using the bunts, so, and, but yeah, I get it. Everybody wants to see an Aaron Judge home run. I like it too, but
Hey,
sometimes
listen,
it's,
the sacrifice fly works good with me.
mm-hmm,
Listen,
mm-hmm,
the sacrifice fly is all good with me because you get that guy that's on second and he gets a sacrifice fly, he's on third. You know, he's home already. He is
mm-hmm,
90 feet away. Get that man home. I don't care what happened. You got to get that man home. You know?
exactly. And that's what's important. And that's the beauty of the game of baseball sometimes. So, all right.
Yep.
I was looking at ESPN's power ranking. I'm going to give you the top 10, and I'm going to start from 10 back. So coming in at number 10 is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Their last ranking was actually 9 last week. Seattle is at coming in at 9. Last week they were 11. The Phillies are at 8, and last week they were also at 8. The Yankees are coming in at 7. They were 3 before, so that's a big drop, 4 spots.
Yep.
The San Francisco Giants are at 6. Last week they were at 6. Detroit Tigers are at 5. They're up 2 spots from 7. Chicago is up to 4. They're up 1 spot from 5. San Diego is at 3. They're up 1 spot from 4. The Mets are at number 2. They're down 1 spot from number 1.
Yeah.
And the Los Angeles Dodgers are up 1 spot from number 2 from last week. So that's their top 10. Do you agree with that? I mean, do you think there should be any changes?
No, I agree with it. The numbers sound right. They sound right how everybody's been winning. I mean, Phillies won, swept the Rays, and so they did beat the Diamondbacks. In a series. So yeah, I agree with them. All of them sound about right.
Let me look here at the Yankees, their last schedule.
Can't wait for the Phillies to bring up that pitcher Painter.
Let me see. Last night the Yankees won. They won last night 10-2 over the Athletics, so they've still got 2 more games. They went 2-1 against San Diego, losing the first one and winning the last 2. They went 1-2 against Tampa Bay, and 1-2 against Baltimore. See, that's the problem with the Yankees, especially your own division. You can't be losing those games like that. If you go 2-1, then it chips away, and it's a good thing. So, but other than that, Toronto, they were 2-1. Cleveland, they were 1-2. So, and I'm going to stop because that's all the way back in April, the last part of April. So, they haven't been playing well. They, in terms of what the expectation is for the Yankees. So, they definitely need to. And like you said, it's early. I get it. I definitely get it. So,
I mean, literally, there's 100 games still left.
They even got an article about closers who are struggling. 4 closers: Emmanuel Claus for the Guardians, Williams for the Yankees, of course, Ryan Presley for Chicago, and Raciel Iglesias from Atlanta. Those 4 are ones that they're saying are struggling, but they can bounce back. So, and I think so. I mean, they're dealing with the team. So
that's another thing. The Phillies don't have a closer.
Yeah. So
Phillies think they can just put anybody in any position too. You got a third baseman. You think you play him in? You think you play him in center field? That's why I got a problem with my manager, man. The manager. My manager is bad too. Kind of causes games.
Same thing. A lot of Yankees fans say about the Yankees manager Aaron Boone. So there are a lot of fans who would love to see him go. So, and I'm with you. I understand. It's frustrating. Especially when you do have talent. The thing that I think has hurt the Yankees the most though is injuries. Every time I turn around, it's somebody else is going on the DL.
We don't have that issue. We just have the stupidness of how my manager does not know how to pull a pitcher.
You were saying that last year.
When he's pitching and he's having a bad game. He waits until it's too little, too late, where the guy just gives up a grand slam or a 4-run home run, a 3-run home run, and you know what I mean? Now, oh wow, it's 7-0. Because the manager can't even see when he knows he needs to learn how to pull a pitcher or not.
What's up, Blaze?
What's up, Blaze? No, you know what I mean? Like, how your manager not know how to do that shit? How many? He should be calling the bullpen up. or go out and talk to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even do that, Coach. We never go out and just go talk to our pitcher and say, "Yo, why are you fucking up? What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, have a conversation, calm them down a little bit. You know,
Exactly.
and they don't do that, and it's the simplest shit that you're like, "Oh wow, well if I would have just done this,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I could have calmed them down and everything would have been good."
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
until
Mm-hmm.
that problem became a problem, like you don't see the problem before it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
Mm-hmm.
the problem before it becomes a
Stop
problem.
the bleeding. Yep. Put the tourniquet off, slow the bleeding down before you
Yeah.
can actually cut it off. Stop the bleeding completely. So I'm with you. So um, but that's pretty much it. You have anything else on baseball you want to talk about?
No, I go. I got to rant. I'll rant when I when I watch the Phillies today. Somehow, I
What's
know
up,
he's going to give
Jerry?
us a rant about something.
How you doing, Jerry Lee? Appreciate it, man.
What's up,
Thanks for
Jerry?
tapping in. Again, everyone, thanks for tapping in. We really appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Network, on Philly Halftime, my brother over there. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, all on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification so this way you know when we put up new content. And just share on all your social media platforms. We appreciate it. It helps us out. It's free. So it doesn't cost you anything, but you're helping us out immensely. So we definitely appreciate it. So, but thanks a lot. We really appreciate you guys tapping in. So we just finished talking about baseball, Jerry Lee. So halftime was just talking a little bit about the Phillies. I did a little bit about the Yankees, gave you the standings. So next we're going to go into that hot time where it is, the
I'm going to
NBA.
go hide here because I'm done.
Well,
I'm done.
I'm gonna say this though. Kudos to Mitch. I mean, and my man Blaze. They always talk about it. This basketball right now that we're seeing is some amazing basketball. It's surprising, things you're not expecting. But you're getting some good basketball, even if there's a blowout included along the way. These games are, for the most part, they're pretty close.
They're
You
real
know,
close.
last series, Blaze got his wish in terms of a couple of game sevens, and I think there you can get a couple in these last brackets right here. The Cavs, they got that win yesterday. They needed that win big time,
They need that
and
win
they
bad.
dominated. Even they got all their players back because that's one of the things that was said. They didn't have their players. They got their players back. Donovan Mitchell, he's averaging over 40 points a game in this play in this series. And he scored 40 something points yesterday, and they blew him out by 20 something points. So that's telling me, you know what? Once they get their players back, they're going to be they're going to be a problem. Outstanding play in the postseason for sure. Hooper fans take notice. Yes, there you go, Blaze. Yeah,
I
and
still think
offense
the
and defense.
Cavaliers lose this series. I think they're out. I think they're out, Coach. Coach, I think they're out.
I'll say this: if they don't win Game 4, but if they get Game 4, that puts that pressure back on Indiana because now they're saying we're getting all our players back. Donovan Mitchell is playing at an elite level. I think he's probably, if not already, he's the top scorer in the playoffs. If he's getting 40 something points a game, come on, man.
I think he's the top scorer. I think what you call it. Yeah.
It's a must hear. Okay. Did you hear the interview?
No, I didn't get to hear the interview.
Okay. Well, Jerry Lee, thank you. We're definitely going to look into that. So, but like you were saying, man, he said he really dug into his hind part. So, okay.
Well, he should.
Okay. But again, in terms of Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's definitely putting on a show out there in terms of the way they're playing. Now, Indiana, for their credit, I'm not going to sit here and say that they've been playing some great basketball,
Man, Indiana is so fast.
and then and their ability to score and score quickly. That's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no pause on this one. But yeah, we don't do no pause, no
Yeah, we don't
pause.
do pause.
Hello, hello.
Say hi. Say hi, Coach. Say hi, Coach Ed.
No, Mitch, there is no pause here. Stop it.
She's not
Stop it.
feeling good.
Stop it. As he said, he really dug into his hind part. Okay, he dug into his hind part, so there ain't no pause.
Hey,
So,
that's
but
what I mean. That's what you need to do. You got to freaking be able to yell at somebody.
Jerry Lee, we're both old school, so that's why we're like, there is no pause here. So, and we know
That's
what
right.
it's
No
meant.
pausing.
We know what it's meant. So, but again, the Pacers can definitely score, and look, they can score quickly. So, but again, what are they going to do when someone shuts them down? The defense is the key. Just like we were talking about in baseball and
Yes.
football, it's always about defense.
Yes.
You've talked about it like with the Knicks, and we'll get to the Knicks in a little bit, but they're
Yes.
playing better defense.
It's good. I mean, they are playing good defense, but basketball.
Mitch says, "How's your ankle?"
My ankle's all right.
Okay,
Getting better.
Keep it rolling. So, but yeah, the thing with the Pacers, and that's the thing Cleveland can do. Cleveland can play some defense.
Yes.
So and that's the thing. I mean, yesterday I think it was what they won by. Let me bring it up. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Like 10 points, 15.
No, they won. They won by 20 plus points yesterday. I just don't.
20.
All right, here it is. They beat them 126 to 104.
Oh, damn.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So they definitely they put a whooping on them. So
That's a big whooping. But like
yeah,
I was like, Indiana's fast. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they go to whole 4 quarters where they're fucking like they are never tired. Like they're the Energizer Bunny.
Well, they also use their bench.
Right.
So what's up, baby? They definitely use your bench. Look at your butterfly. How are you? See, I told you. Mine will be here. So see. But yeah, they definitely.
Mine just left.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit. Okay, I'm on my show. Okay. Love you. Um, but yeah, I mean, they also use their bench, so that's definitely what keeps them in the games too. So, and it keeps their players fresh.
Yep.
So, that's the one thing that I definitely am impressed with them. I can't stand to see. It's funny. Like Knicks fans, the team most Knicks fans hate the most is Boston, right?
Right.
I put Indiana right up there. Eat for me. They're right the same. And I go back to see that's the whole thing. I go back into the '90s with the Reggie Miller.
That's my mindset. I'm like, oh, he went back to the '90s.
Yup, and
I know why he hates them. He went back to the '90s.
They played some basketball. They played, and it hurt my heart when Mark Jackson went there. So this is part of why Indiana for me is.
I get it. I know why. I'm like, as soon as you start cringing, I'm like, he's thinking about the '90s.
Yes,
I know what he's thinking.
So that's the whole thing. So
Indiana's so fast. I'm pretty impressed with them. That's why I said they're going to be the Cavs. But hey, maybe the Cavs do win because
Jerry Lee,
they really play good.
Yes, they do. Definitely. So, and Halliburton and Siakam is the key, for that team. So, especially Halliburton. If Halliburton keeps elevating his game, then they're that much more difficult to compete against. So, but Jerry Lee, yes, I'm a Giants fan. We talked about it earlier. As far as their draft overall, I gave it like an A minus overall. Um, Depending on how the schedule is laid out, it'll tell me how this team. I think we can get anywhere from 6 to 9 wins, give or take, just by looking at the teams we have to play. But again, how the schedule is laid out will determine a whole lot more. So, but thanks for asking. So, but the next series,
how many away games in a row you have?
the next one I want to talk about is the Wolves and the Warriors. Now, that one it's intriguing for me because of the fact of Steph Curry.
Yes.
You know, Steph Curry being out right now. It's wait a minute. It says it's tied 1-1.
He's day to day, right?
Oh yeah, they play today. I think he's going to be out. I think for the next, he might not be back until Game 6.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! I mean, I had Golden State, but wow, that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, Mitch. Yeah, so I heard the schedule rating. You guys are getting the hardest strength to schedule. Yeah, we get the hardest, but think about it. That's the whole NFC East,
right?
Because we play the NFC West, all of us, and the AFC North, if I'm not mistaken. So right there, all those teams. Now, are there other a team here or there? And then, of course, we play within the division. And then I forgot who the other two that we pick up as the fillers. But yes, supposedly we have the hardest schedule. But again, things can change. I mean, look at the Saints right now, because we play the Saints. Derek Carr just retired.
Right.
So how does that change the context of when we play them? So injuries are a big key to how things are going. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year. So
I mean, but you have to look at it, and you're a Giants fan, and when they're saying you got the hardest schedule is you got the Super Bowl champs twice. You got the Commanders that was in the playoffs.
They're the Redskins. We're old school. They're the Redskins. Stop it. We're going to call them the Redskins. So.
Dude, I heard they're about to change their name again, Coach. Back to the Redskins. What are you doing to me?
Look, you got the Chiefs, who are still called the Chiefs.
Yes.
And the Redskins was
can the friggin' Galaxy, whatever their friggin' names be, friggin' change their names back.
Exactly. So they want Tanner McKee, the Saints. Okay. So, but yeah, getting back to the Wolves and the Warriors. Stephen Curry is the big thing. So you see what happened just recently when he's not there. What's up, Alex? Man, thanks for tapping in, man. Great content creator. Y'all definitely follow him. Does some great journalism too. So I want a conditional third depending on how many. Oh, okay, no problem. So. But yeah, the Wolves and the Warriors. I mean, to me, the whole thing is about Stephen Curry right now. If you can get him back a little bit early, but you don't want to push him, because a hamstring.
Yes.
That's the whole thing. The hamstring can turn into months if you push it too much. So
yeah, depending on how bad it is.
Yeah, they said it was a strain, so that's why they said it might be Game 6. Maybe Game 5. They're going into Game 3 right now. So look at it. They're 1-1. So, and they're going into Game 3. So you're talking about 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. The series could be over with by then.
Yes.
So, so hopefully.
I still got Golden State, but I got Golden State, but I was thinking Steph Curry was going to be there. So.
But the Wolves also have great size.
Yes.
Gobert and Julius Randle, because right now, is starting literally 4 guards along with what's his name, bad boy, who right now he was one tech away from being suspended for a game. So it's like they're on a rocky slope right now. They're on a slippery slope right now. So
And
uh,
they got Anthony Edwards too. So
no, I'm saying what I'm saying is for Golden State.
oh
Golden State is you're playing because yeah, the Wolves play Gobert. They have Julius Randle. They also have off of the bench, they have good size. So
yeah,
that's what I'm getting at, as well as being able to play a little bit more smaller on occasion. So they can match up, but if they can use their size, then it's going to be hard. So can I get Golden State one game? Could I see this going 6 games? Yes. And then even when Steph comes back, if he comes back for game 6, um, how is he going? Because he's been out for a while. Is he going to be tentative? I told you, Mitch, there is no pause here. Stop it.
no pausing.
Yes, good size. They have good size. They have good length.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, how is um, Curry going to play when he comes back? So,
right.
that's going to be interesting to me going forward. This series. Now, if they can get a game, if it's 2-2 going into
Right.
game 5, and they
They
say, well,
might go
Stephen
to game
Curry's,
7.
if they say Curry's coming back in game 5 and it's 2-2, oh
Yeah,
wow, then yes, it's a because Curry changes the whole dynamic of this series. I'm sorry, he does.
yeah.
So
He's really good.
the next one I'm going to talk about is the Thunder and the Nuggets. The Nuggets got the win yesterday and
Oh,
at
they got the
home.
win.
Yeah, they got the win.
Oh,
So they got the win in overtimes. It was it overtime. Let me double check that.
people
Uh,
weren't thinking about that one.
where is I just had? Where are you in baseball? I didn't have baseball.
You weren't at
Oh,
baseball.
here it is. Here it is. I got the Thunder and the Nuggets. Yeah, and yesterday, yeah, Denver's leading 2-1. They won yesterday. What was the score yesterday? Yeah, 113-104 in overtime. They held the Thunder to 2 points in overtime. So that's the big thing right there. So they played some. You know, I told you before. Also, remember I said the thing with for the Thunder, how are they going to handle playing in Denver? Because now you're playing in an elevated environment, and they seem to, and I think that's why they wore down. It was a tough game. It was exciting. It was energetic. And then you're playing in an elevated environment, that can take a lot of energy out of you,
Yeah.
so, and right now, you need to get game 4 because
Everybody ain't give no, or not even gave it all is giving it all to the Thunder,
mhm.
and that's gonna be a little crazy. I didn't think what you call it won.
Yeah, SGA is leading in points for them for the whole players, 32.7. Jokovic is at 29.6 rebounds. Hartenstein is leading the Thunder at 10.7, while Joker is at 12.7, and SGA is leading with assists at 6.4. I think turnovers to what is he 2.4. Jokic is leading them with assists at 10.2, so he's doing the triple double for Denver. So
Denver's winning 2-1.
yeah, they're winning. They're leading the series 2-1,
Oh,
and then they got game 4 in Denver. So Denver, I mean, game 4 is going to be a crucial game, especially for the Thunder, because if you lose game, if you go down 3-1,
no, they got to win that one.
yeah,
I mean, everybody had the Thunder,
mm-hmm.
winning, blowing them out. So that's a big.
I admit I did too. I thought the Thunder,
I did. I know I did.
but Denver is showing that what. I wasn't confident in Denver. I wasn't confident in the last series, and they're showing right now how they are a very formidable opponent. So you cannot sleep on them. And Joker is just that elite, man. You
Right.
know, the key is Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has been playing some great basketball for them.
Yeah.
Some really great, but you don't need him shooting the threes, but setting players up, attacking the paint. And see, that's the thing that, in today's game is missing with a lot of teams, because a lot of teams want to shoot the three, shoot the three, shoot
Yes.
the three. But you got to get the paint touches to help set up the threes. Now if
Yep.
you get open threes and you're not hitting, that's a different story.
If
But
you
you
if
still,
you shoot 73s and
mm,
it ain't working, you might want to stop. I'm
paint
just
touches
saying.
is key. Yes, it's basic, fundamental, old school basketball. Ball movement, touch the paint, get the basketball into the paint, force the defense to collapse, then get the ball back outside. If you have to move it around, rotate the ball, and then get some good shots. And that's the thing that is missing with some teams, where other teams, they attack the paint.
Yep.
The other thing that touching the paint does, it creates fouls. It
Yeah.
creates fouls and then gets you the opportunity. You know what? Get you to the free throw line. Shoot some good free throws, man. If you're hitting about 75 to 80% of your free throws in a series, and you could get a decent number, I'm not talking about 4 or 5 free throws out of the whole game. I'm talking about getting 15, 20. If you do that's free points.
Yep.
That's free points. If you got 20, go to the free throw line 20 times and you shoot 80%, you're 16 for 20. That helps you with your scoring. And I get the 3-pointer, 3 beats 2 every time. I
Yeah.
get it. But the thing about the 2 free throws, it does 2 things. It gets you free points, so you're not being defended, but you're also forcing the other team, their players are getting in foul trouble. You only get a certain amount of fouls before you're out of the game.
Right.
That also changes how they can defend you sometimes. So it's like, and we'll get into that in a second, like what they do with Mitchell Robinson when they do the hack of Mitch.
I'm
It's
gonna
like,
bring that
okay,
up.
I get it. I get what you're doing, but do you not also realize you're adding up fouls? So you're adding up team fouls. You're putting your players
Yeah.
in foul trouble. So now later in the game, they can only be a certain aggressive a certain way.
Yeah.
So
Boston's been doing that in the last
so
2 games against the Knicks.
But yeah, that you might as well go into that anyway. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Before I go any further,
No, no,
come
no, no,
on,
no, no, no,
come
no,
on.
no. I'm
Let
good.
me. Oh no. I said I was going to do this too. I'm going to put something in it. Oh, I can't do it. It doesn't give me the what you call it.
It's all right that I'm
Yeah,
right.
I wanted
It's
to
all right that I'm
give
right. I'm
you
good with
your
it.
flowers. I wanted to give you your flowers because you've been right. Okay, so far. I
Yo,
still think.
Coach, it's been 20 points. They've been down 20 points
Mhm,
twice
mhm,
in Boston. You know, and
mhm,
you talked about how hard it was going to be.
mhm.
I don't know. I mean, like, I just told you exactly what they're doing, the rope-a-dope. They are wearing out Boston. And that's what they do. Good defense, good rebounding.
I tell him all the time
I am not
he's
a
a Knicks,
Knicks fan.
he's a Knicks fan.
But listen, hold on. But I'm telling you something. You know what I do when I'm right? Since everybody always tells me I'm wrong, somebody told me to gloat about it and
Yeah, I
ride
know.
with it.
Yeah, I know.
And I seen it starts pissing people off. And I like pissing people off.
No,
I think
I don't
it's
think it
hilarious.
pisses people off. I think everybody's just having fun with it. Just like I
No,
know you're a
there's,
Sixers fan.
there is, Coach, some people that get mad that I'm right. They hate it
Oh,
when I'm right. I don't know what it is. I don't get it, but
I mean, people are
it's all
right.
fun and games.
Most people on average are right 2 times a day. So
Yeah.
it's like a clock.
If,
But
if your clock's broken twice, see,
mhm.
that's one right there. She hates it when I'm right, Coach. That one right there, she hates it when I'm right.
I'm not getting in the middle of a marriage situation, man.
See that I
I
mean?
know better than that.
Yo, she hates it when I'm right. Tell me
That
to shut the fuck up.
I'm not getting in the middle of it. I'm staying out of it. My
I'm
name is
telling
Bennett, and I'm not getting in it.
you. It's funny.
No,
But
but
your
go ahead.
your team is really good. the defense of it and the rebounding. I said it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're wearing Boston down. You see, I mean, come on, they're down by 20. You're like, what the fuck? There's no chance. The game's over. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not
Vegas
working.
still think Vegas still thinks the Boston is the team to beat.
Yes, Vegas still has the odds. I don't know how, but it is what it is.
Listen, Tatum is scoring 20, leading the Celtics at 26.8 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he's leading in all three categories. For the Knicks, Brunson is at 26 points, Cat is at 12.8 rebounds, and Brunson has 7.3 assists. So the Stars are doing what they need to do.
Right.
So the thing that's hurting Boston more than anything is the 3-point shooting. Let's be honest.
70.
No, they shot 100 over
the
2
first
games.
game? Was it 70 first game and 60?
60. No, they shot 60 the first game, 40 the next game.
Oh.
And it combined and in both games they shot 25%. So they're shooting 25%. Over 100 3-pointers, they scored 25. That's the issue.
And they get that one guy and they're doing fouls on that one guy. And
Mitchell
I'm like,
Robinson.
oh, that's a good way of doing it, but you're putting your guys in foul trouble now.
Exactly.
Like you were talking about on the other one, but yeah, I'm like, it's a good idea to foul him because he sucks shooting the free throws. And here you go. That's a good idea.
But
the problem is, like you said, it puts them in foul trouble and they have to play a different game.
And then when you get Brunson going, he can shoot free throws.
Yep. But you see when they call that timeout in the fourth, what does Brunson do? When you can watch him, he just looks at that tape like, all right, boys, we're about to hit this other gear. And Boston's tired.
Exactly. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Like I watched Rumble in the Jungle. I watched Muhammad Ali lean on the ropes by freaking it was George Foreman was beating the hell out of him. And then he wins. Miss Anthem looked at me. She's like, are they winning? I said, no, they're losing. They're getting their ass kicked. Down by 20. She's like, then I'll turn it off. And I only put the score on, or Mitch was streaming. I'll be listening to him. So it was hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. Watching Mitch fucking streaming. He's like, oh, they're down by 20. It's over. It's over. It's over. I'm like, it ain't the fourth quarter yet. They're coming. They're going to pick them apart. But winning one by 1 point or 3 points, that's how the New York Knicks are going to do it.
Today's game is going to be the big factor. First of all, why is it at 3:30? Right. I don't understand why, but okay, whatever. So, but we'll see what happens. So far, it's supposed to be a big event. The issue I have is ticket pricing.
Right.
They priced out the regular. It's $700 just to get in. And that's upper deck. Yes.
Holy shit.
So you're taking out a lot of the regular true fans who are there. I get the corporate, and I understand that. And I understand what Dolan is doing. It's a business to him. It's about that paper. It's about that money. But it's still also about trying to win the championship. And you want true fans there who are going to be loud, raucous.
Yes.
And raise the roof on that stadium, or arena. So, but when I saw that, I'm like, that's
gonna hurt him. That might hurt. That might hurt him. And I get it. He wants the paper. Problem is, you would put more asses in the seats. That's what you need. You need true fans, more asses in the seats, and you need to be real loud.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was loud in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Your team has to go shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
But you need
Exactly.
you need your fans to be loud.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
I mean,
All right.
do I think the Knicks win today? I think Boston's gotta win one game. They both got to start winning something.
Alex said it best. It's the sad part of the business. Instead
Yeah.
of rowdy New Yorkers, you'll have businessmen or rich hipsters with Knicks hats on acting like they watched the first two games. And you're right. But they're
Yes.
not going to get involved, they'll get involved to a certain extent, but they're going to be quiet. There'll be moments when they'll be quiet instead of taking up the intensity,
Right.
when the Knicks need it. I said this about the Yankees: high prices for World Series, and the same for the Knicks. Yes, yes, it is. Look, I get the business part. I do. I really do get the business part, and I don't begrudge any business for doing what they got to do to capitalize financially. But in the same token, if you have a true following, you want to do things to make sure that they're there, and you want to help them.
Yep.
So when I saw that, $700 for the upper part, I'm like, and I think someone said it's like $30,000 on the floor.
Wow.
$30,000.
Wow. You're crazy. They're crazy.
I make that
I
money back
mean, don't get
anyway.
me wrong. Watch, they'll probably sell out, but you're not
Oh,
gonna have the real fans, the
you're not
loud
going to
guys,
have
the
the
loud fans.
energy. Yes, you're not going to have the fans who are there. The energy, because the players also feed off of that.
Right. Oh yeah,
So
because now you're getting them pumped.
yes,
So
yes, and that's
oh, I
what
get it.
hurts. And Mr. James Dolan. Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we
Star
talked about
Wars.
that Star Wars.
But Mr. James Dolan, he wants that money, and I get it. Get your money, sir. But in the same token, it's like, come on, man. You're a
Go win the
billionaire.
chip. Go win the chip. You'll make your money that way.
Exactly. Alex said you'll make your money more ways than you realize. You bring New York City an NBA championship, Mr. Dolan. Do you not realize that literally every restaurant in town will come on down, free meals?
Oh,
Everybody will make ways for you. And I get it. You got money out the wazoo right now.
yep.
Us two would love to just have a little smidgen of
Yeah, a
what you
little
make.
sliver of that.
Yeah. So it's like, man, but I get it. I understand. That's the
You
way
know
it
what
is.
though? If they win a chip, they don't understand what that would do for. I mean, jersey sales. They
Mm-hmm.
get every kind of sale. Guess
Mm-hmm.
what? Next
Mm-hmm.
year, you know how many fans would buy friggin' season tickets because you just won the chip?
Let
Win the
me tell you
chip.
something. The NBA would love the Knicks because it
Yeah.
changes the whole dynamic. And I
Yep.
get it. A lot of you guys are Philly Sixers fans, but I'm telling you, the NBA, there's certain markets that they want to win it because it really ups the value of the product.
Yes.
Dave
Yes,
said,
Dave,
"Are you
I am
streaming?"
streaming Phillies game at what's it, 6:10.
Okay. Okay, we'll be getting off here in a couple minutes anyway. So let the old man get a nap.
Get my nap.
Yeah, yeah, and
And I've
I'm
been getting
probably.
beat. I've been getting beat up, man, coach. I've been getting beat up. I got 4:30 this morning.
Oh wow. Oh,
I
yes.
didn't get home to 8 o'clock. I get home. I get up at 4:30.
Wow.
I
Wow.
don't even need an alarm clock. I just get up.
Well, your body's used to it, so I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
'Cause, my in some regards, my body does the same thing. I mean, I'm different. I got my bathroom routine, so it's
Right.
like
No, I
it's
gotta
like.
wait. No, hold on. Wait a minute. You want to talk about the bathroom routine? I'm up every goddamn hour on the hour.
And that's the whole point. Me too.
It's
It's
like,
like
what the hell? I need sleep. Would you stop?
exactly. So what's the matter? Passion call. Yeah, she said was looking for you.
Oh, that's because she had texted me because her alarm went off in her house, and I didn't have my phone. I left it downstairs in the car.
Oh,
That's probably why.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you leaving?
Yeah, I'll be back because I'm gonna come back and get her. We're going to American Dream Mall.
You going to the American Dream Mall?
Uh-huh.
What you get me?
Hey,
It's a joke. It's a joke. All right, have fun.
All right.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'll be back.
I was talking to my daughter.
all right,
So
it's all good.
yeah, I'm about ready to get. We're about ready to get out of here because I'm gonna shoot a little bit for my grand and then get ready for this big raucous game.
Who you
You
got?
know,
Who you got?
the
Who
Knicks
you got
suck.
today?
The Knicks suck. They need to fire Tibbs. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
I know you don't want to
I'll
go
say
to.
this. I'll say this, and you could sit here and say no, no, no. But if the Knicks, you said the Knicks are winning it all. If they do, you're King Knicks. You
No,
are going to be King. Yes, you
no. Because guess
are.
what? Next, you know what I'm gonna do, Coach? Next year, I'm gonna pick
Hmm.
a different team.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not Team Knicks.
It doesn't matter. You
Listen. I'm not
are.
Team Knicks.
Yes, you
I
are.
can't stand New York.
It doesn't matter. You are an honor. You can say you don't like it, but you're and you said all the
And
way to win it all.
I
I'm
can't
going
stand
to
them. I
make
just
you a
listen.
crown,
I
bro.
watched them how they played, and
Hmm.
y'all did not see it.
Matter of fact, I'll get you a number 30 jersey for Bernard King, putting the crown right there with it. So there you
No,
go.
no,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no. They are gonna win. No,
No,
they
I
taking
understand.
Boston out.
Well, I hope you look. I
But
hope you're
Coach,
right.
I got a serious question for you. Though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should the Knicks kind of lose a game if they had a chance to sweep? Should they sweep or should they
Yes.
lose a game
No. No.
because of
Mm-mm.
too
Mm-mm.
much rest?
Nope. Nope. You
Just sweep them.
never, if you can close it out, you close it out. I don't care if it's 4 games. You never sit back and say, well, oh, I'm just going to let them win. No, because then you could change the whole fortune. And nope. Mm-mm. If I'm
Okay.
if I'm going to step on your neck, I'm going to break your neck.
All right.
So
Because my thing is, I'm like, well, do they want to? Because there is a thing where you had too much rest.
no, I understand that. I get that. I get that.
And I
And
think if too much rest hurts a team.
I get
So
it.
I looked at Boston, and Boston had too much rest.
I get it, but it's just the fact. See, here's the thing: you can't just let someone win the game. You play to win the game. What's the
Yeah,
Herm Edwards saying? You play to win the
you play
game.
to win the game.
So you know what? If you can win it and close down in 4, you do what you got to do. Now that's up to the coaching staff to make sure these guys are still engaged and not taking it for granted. Oh well, we won in 4. You know what? Put them through a hard practice. Make them really work like they're still playing in a game. So then that way you're not too much rest as you're saying.
Right.
So
I
no,
that's what
don't.
I worry. That's what I worry about. In any sport, I worry about too much rest.
But don't forget, a lot of these guys are banged up. So the rest sometimes is what's needed.
Right.
I can tell you right now, Brunson is dealing with his ankle. So any rest that
They're all beat up on in New
exactly,
York. They are
exactly.
beat
So
up. They're
if
beat
they
up,
can win in
bruised,
4,
and they're going through a lot. That's why I
exactly.
said, like, I was like, should they not
No,
tank, but maybe lose one because they
nope,
don't want to sit them too long.
nope.
But I'm like, if they sit them too long, they get healthier.
Exactly. I'm not. I'm not. I'm
So
not. If I can win in 4, I'm winning in 4. I'm not trying to because like you can't control the narrative like that. You could, and I get it. As fans, we think that's the way it can be, but nope. Mm-mm. As athletes, as coaches, nope. We're trying to win. But
if
we're
they
gonna get
win
ready.
today,
Yeah, I know. I know.
if they win today, I'll be shocked. Boston got to come out with a win sometime.
I get you. So, but if they go up 3-0,
Then it's over. I think if they go 3-0, I think it's over.
it's going to be hard. Oh, I want to hear one. And you know what? No, let me shut up. I'm not saying
Hey,
that.
yes, that's what I
Wait.
want. I want the Knicks fan come out on. Come on, Knicks fan. Come on.
Nope. So what in terms of streaming? What you got going on? Anything this week or not until next weekend?
I'm gonna stream the Phillies game. I think it's today at 6:10, and I'll be streaming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's at 1, but I'm not sure tomorrow. But do a couple of Phillies games, and I'm sure everybody that when I'm streaming the Phillies game, they'll be talking about the Knicks.
Yeah.
And messing with me.
Yeah, of course.
But if the Knicks win, I know there's a couple of people they're gonna be mad. They're gonna be like, "How the fuck does he do it?"
Well, I mean, and next weekend we won't be having the show next weekend. So
no, I'll be at work. So
no, and plus I remember I said I have the kickoff for the WNBA, so I have the 2 games at 1.
Yeah, I'll be working.
So we'll be back hopefully the following week if things work out for you. So
yeah,
but we'll see.
These next 2 weeks are going to be really work. My work is probably going to have me. Memorial Day weekend is a bad time for me. I put in 14-hour days. Bro. I'm beat up, man. I put in 14-hour days.
What's up, Bruce Harper? Thanks for tapping in, man. I really appreciate you, man. So, well, I got, let me see. I got, I don't know. I might tap in with Man Cave. I don't know. Or I just might watch the game. I don't know. Tomorrow.
You gotta go live, Coach.
Tomorrow,
maybe
probably.
If you go live, I can put a couple eyes on you.
I don't know. Like I said, I got my granddaughter too. So, there's a halftime. I remember you said the Knicks will win. I feel you were wrong, but now I feel you were right.
It's all right. It's cool. Everybody thinks I'm wrong.
But then
when I'm right, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. That's the quote. You're awesome, man. You're awesome, baby. So but
I wish Miss Halftime would say it like that. Every time I'm right, she just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Bruce, we talked about it. I tell him all the time now. He's an honorary Knicks. He's a Knicks fan, and he's like, no.
Job, the gloat.
But
because you gloat. When you're right, you're supposed to gloat, ain't you?
Some people do. Some people just sit back and.
I was told to gloat.
Philly got caught up in the halftime. Got caught up in the chat. You forgot to hit the like. Happens to the best of us. Why not give the like button a quick tap? There you go. There you go. Philly halftime said it. There you go. So definitely hit that like button. Even come back and rewatch it and hit the like button if you haven't already done so. We appreciate it. So, but I'll be on all week somewhere along the line. So if you want to tap in wherever I'm at, feel free. Come join the party. We're going to get down. But now we're just going to get out of here and do what we got to do. Really appreciate everyone for tapping in. Enjoy your weekend. If you're watching the Knicks, the basketball game, enjoy it. If you're watching baseball, enjoy it. If you're watching any hockey, I'm seeing that there's some good hockey games too. So
there is.
So
I got the Dallas Stars winning the Stanley Cup, by the way.
Man, you taking New York and Dallas to wins in sports, man. There you go. Yeah.
So I had the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
The Knicks to win, and I got the Dallas. If I get all 3 coaches to win, if I get 3 teams from 3 different sports to win.
Bro, we opened up a sports betting app. That's what we need to do. Open up a sports betting app. So
that's my problem, Coach. That's where I lie. This is why
No.
I bet on everything. So.
No. See, now we give them the what you call. They pay us for the advice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So if you get all 3,
if I get all 3, I'll be doing something right.
So halftime loves Josh Horror. Well, hey, think about this. Don't forget, the core of that team is technically from the Philly area because they went to Villanova.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Wait, Josh Hart and Brunson working together because they came out of college together.
Mikal Bridges
I mean,
too.
that's some good chemistry right there.
And I would love it if it ended up being New York versus Minnesota, because DiVincenzo, the other one from Villanova, is with the Timberwolves.
Oh,
So it would be, if it got to that point. Right
right.
now the Knicks suck and they need to fire their head coach. So I'm gonna leave it right there. So,
It's all right.
so but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again to everyone. Really appreciate you all for tapping in. Nothing but love and respect, and we will tap in later, hopefully in a couple weeks. So, but as Philly halftime always says, what do you always say when you're getting out of here?
Catch you guys on a rebound.
There you go. Peace.
Peace.